A few weeks ago, we announced here at LifeSiteNews that now more than ever, we want to share with you good news. Hello, I'm John Henry Weston, and I'm so pleased to bring you the first installment of our Good News video series. We've dispatched our video producer, Jim Hale, to his native Texas to tell the story of an enormously successful partnership between the pro-life community and local government. This was a story that Jim wanted to cover after witnessing a very disturbing incident outside an abortion facility recently. We want to warn you that what you're about to see and hear is shocking. But keep watching, because this story shows how devoted pro-lifers in Texas are addressing one of the hardest challenges that the pro-life, pro-family movement faces. Stay tuned.
It happened on a bitterly cold January morning in Silver Spring, Maryland. A man who had walked into an abortion facility with a young woman an hour earlier celebrates the abortion.
Not too late.
It's gone.
How have we gotten here? What so hardened this man's heart? It left me struggling for an answer. What if I'd been able to talk to him a week, a day before? My search for an answer led me to Waxahachie, Texas, where the First Look Pregnancy Clinic is making a big difference reaching out to men. But the dedicated staff and volunteers found the answer only after learning what did not work first.
We all know that the men are a key. It's a key. They are part of this. They are the father. And we tried programs, and then we discovered it wasn't about programs, and we just had to stop and wait upon God to open the doors. And we just kept sharing that we had a burden for men, and then one day God answered our prayer and brought a gentleman to us, and we discovered that it was not about a program. It was about men being present in the center for those men who are walking in the door, because more than half the time when a woman comes in, she brings a man with her, either for the pregnancy test appointment, but really most often, probably 75% of the time, for the sonogram.
So one of our main goals here is to encourage men to man up and really just take control of the situation, be a man, and be a person that the woman can look to as the man and the decision maker in the relationship, and encourage her through the opposite of abortion, might it being a parent.
Right.
And so one thing Tim actually came up with was making a treasure box for the men, and he writes down some form of biblical principle, not necessarily a specific Bible verse, but something in that.
Yeah.
And so he'll say hey, pick a whatever you decide to choose. So what does it read?
You are a man of kindness.
Yes. So you are a man of kindness, and then we'll kind of go into speaking that over their lives. And usually it's really cool because it actually relates to them personally.
They came in and they were both just scared to death, and they didn't know what to do. Abortion was on their mind, but they weren't really comfortable with that, and we sat down with him and talked with him, and the more we talked, the more I could just see him relaxing. And this guy didn't have a father figure in his life. His father left when he was young, and so he really didn't have anybody that could pour into him in that way. And it's in the 20, 30 minutes that we were talking that first visit, you could just see kind of a relax. Now, he was still scared, and he still was uncertain about the future and all that, but it was just a little more at ease with it all.
Hugh, talk to me about how you go about praying with young men, especially young men who have no church background.
When I talk to the man, I say every man needs a role model. Some of us have had good dads, indifferent dads, no dads, but regardless, there is a role model for all men, especially men becoming fathers, and not just fathers, but dads. And that role model is St. Joseph. And I have a card which shows the Holy Family, but it's very unusual because the focus of most pictures of the Holy Family is on mother and child. This particular one is on Joseph, holding the child. And I say this is the role model for all men, especially fathers. There are times when I get very little eye contact and I can tell I'm not quite getting to this young man. Other times I know I'm reaching them.
We might now be living in the most anti-life time in this nation's history. But the citizens of Waxahachie, Texas and Ellis County are going on the offense. And last year, this county became the first in the state of Texas to become a sanctuary for the unborn. It started with a letter from Hugh Reynolds to County Judge Todd Little. And Judge Little wasted no time, boldly proposing the historic resolution proclaiming protection for the life of the unborn. And while it has no legal standing, the declaration received overwhelming community support and was passed unanimously by Ellis County commissioners.
Well, I think it goes back to basic healthcare needs, Jim. You look at the right for a lady to view the life that's inside of her with a sonogram. The right for a father to go through counseling whenever him and his girlfriend have an unwanted pregnancy. We are contributing at the local level in providing counseling for that father and that mother that don't know what choice they're going to make yet. Frankly, they need a counselor to help them make that family decision. And we want to provide an option for them to have a way out of abortion. That way out is to conceive that baby, raise that baby, and have a support team. If it includes prenatal care or if it includes postnatal care. That's what First Look is going to provide for our citizens.
He's called us to be here in this place on the front lines to minister day to day to the real individual people that are coming in one at a time. And that's where we have to stay. We have to be informed, we have to be bold to speak when we're called upon to do that, but we cannot, we need to do what God has called us to do. And this team, He's called us here day to day, front lines, one person at a time, one life at a time, one baby at a time, one dad, one mom.
Now with the new administration, we feel like we're going to be more under the microscope. But God has called us to be ministries on the local and the personal level. And so whatever's happening in the political world or the culture, we are here to serve individual men, individual women, and couples.